Welcome and thank you for joining us today. In this session, we shall be exploring Computerized Maintenance Management System or CMMS and introducing you Reliament CMMS, a comprehensive solution designed to streamline your maintenance operation. First, let us start with the basics. A CMF system or a computerized maintenance management system is a software solution that helps organizations to manage and track their maintenance activities. CMMS systems are used across various industries to maintain assets, schedule preventive maintenance, manage work orders, and keep detailed records of all maintenance activity. The primary goal of CMMS is to enhance operational efficiency by reducing downtime, extending the lifespan of equipment, and improving productivity. A well implemented CMMS also ensures compliance with industry regulation and standard by maintaining accurate records and automating routine tasks. Now that you have a general understanding of what is CMMS is, let us dive into Reliament CMMS, a powerful and user-friendly solution that takes your maintenance management to the next level. Reliament CMMS is designed to address the unique need of your organization by structuring its core functionalities around three main components, that is master data, it is the equipment master data, preventive maintenance, and work order transactional. Additionally, it offers robust analytics and reporting capability to help you make more informed and effective decisions. The foundation of any CMS system is its master data. Let us dwell into the system and we go by physically. I will try to show you what exactly we are discussing. So we are actually first making a login. Fundamentally, we need basically three accounts, three main accounts. First account is admin account, that's supposed to be the planner of that maintenance team or some senior person who can aware of the most of the things. That is the admin account. Further, we can have production account. Production people are owner of the productive or production equipments. They're supposed to raise the concern or raise the notification when there is some problem with the machines. So that particular account is production, and then we have maintenance account. Maintenance team supposed to correct the machine issues and close the work order by providing the relevant information. And in this process, there is a transactions spare item transaction takes place, which is approved by the store account. So that means understood. We have four accounts starting with admin, the central role, then the production, maintenance, and store. So these are the uh, little organization structure. Now we will see what we meant by master data and the other aspect we have discussed so far. So basically, what master data contains? Master data contains all the relevant information about your equipment, maintenance processes, preventive maintenance, work order maintenance, spare part, vendor partner, and related thing. So starting with the plant is the highest hierarchy within that organization. Under plant, there should supposed to be some units. Further, we can have some location. So these units or plant or department or even at equipment level, we can assign the location. Underneath the unit, we have department. Department may be, for example, within a production unit, it could be a casting department, assembly department, machine department, and likewise. Then we have equipment. Equipment are coming under certain some department. So these are the main fundamental master data, as we say. Within this data, within this equipment, we are asking for multiple parameter. We define a equipment. Detailed process of equipment creation, department creation is available in other videos you can see. Then we have equipment group. Equipment group means we are grouping certain equipment to facilitate certain common tasks. So this way we make a group of certain equipment and then we assign the common task. So in that case, you need not to make that common task list for multiple equipment. Generally, it is a what is a it is a kind of route maintenance where within a spatial or closed equipment, certain basic jobs such as inspection or lubrication or cleaning can be carried out. The next is subassembly. Fundamentally, subassembly are machine part. Subassembly are the part, or sometimes they call rotables. These subassemblies can be repaired and corrected and fitted back. So this is how it differs from the consumable or the component. A component cannot supposed to be fitted back, or subassembly is supposed to be fitted back. Number one, a single subassembly can support to multiple similar equipment. Example, if you have certain similar machines having the common gearbox, so that extra gearbox can be a subassembly, and we this Reliament CMMS support all the preventive maintenance and corrective maintenance thing on the subassembly level. Next are the spare. Spare parts are store entity. These are the parts which are fundamentally fitted on machine. All transaction, issue, accounting, transactions, reporting, we can take care on this spare module creation. Make is the fundamentally make are what spare part make mean we are giving this thing we are assigned makes to spare part. This will help to avoid duplicate creation of spare part. It is a mandatory to put some make to each and every spare. You can use certain make such as journal. If you don't want to have particular make for particular thing, you can use the journal. Then we have a fault code. Fault code is it is a short description of the fault. Common fault generally, for example, leakages, air leakages, maybe hydraulic leakage, or maybe certain faults such as tripping, or certain faults like broken, something small description. Fault code we are using for reporting or analytics. That means for a given fault code, how many times it came in a given period, what is the hours of breakdown assigned or belong to this fault, and what is the cost. Similar to fault code, it is a repair code. Repair code means the routine repair items which we are writing on the work orders. Caution is to be taken care. This fault code and repair code are not the full description. They are only assigned so that you can you can line up your work orders or work order history quickly. Further, we have a failure mechanism code. That means how something has failed, maybe out of corrosion, out of overwork, out of fatigue failure. This kind of codes also has been designed. Then we have equipment criticality. You can classify the equipment based on their criticality, how critical they are with respect to your business. Then we have a equipment category. Category is fundamentally belongs to, for example, you have production machinery, then you can have certain vehicles, you have lab machinery, you can have some production tools which are not fundamentally equipment. So these are the fundamental categorization. Then we have equipment work hazard. Equipment work hazard means we are listing the equipment work hazard, which that means if somebody work on this equipment, the equipment pose this kind of hazard. Example is working on height, maybe high voltage, high noise, confined area, like this. That also we can define. Then we can define the maintenance team. That means each employee is defined within this CMMS along with this hourly cost. and once they are assigned with certain work order, we can find out work order wise who work, what is the cost of that maintenance resource. So like that, likewise it can come. Then we have an important aspect, measuring point. Measuring points are fundamentally assigned to equipment. They used to measure certain entity. They can be instrument or they may be simple count. They trigger certain work order based on the settings. Example, if you want to set something, some oil pressure value should be less than, say it should be always more than 5 kg. Example, so we create one measuring point, assign that measuring point to equipment, and we monitor this value of oil pressure. And once the oil pressure drop less than 5, it triggers some work order. So this is the requirement of measuring point. Measuring point can be some production related aspect also. For example, if we say after after machining say some 1000 items, we need to do some ABC check. So that way also measuring point can be defined, and daily we need to put our production, and once we get the 1000 item done, a corresponding work order will trigger. That is the measuring point. Object class is a concept we are used to classify the equipment type. So how does it matter? That means you may have some lifting tools, then you have some hoist, crane, moving crane. So this all crane or the things come under the object class, that may be the lifting equipment, because this class or this each kind of that class share certain attribute. So we can have object class as a lifting tool. We can also object class such as CNC machine, or whatever way you want to classify your system. This thing will help us to create a more detailed analytics later. We have vendor partner. These are the basically external associate that will help, that will you can give your you can assign job to them. They are external parties, so that can also define. Unit of measurement, we have already inbuilt standard unit of measurement. You further, if there is some special unit of measurement you want to add, or you want to add something in different way, that can be added. We have a equipment bill of material. Fundamentally it is component that is used with on a machine. Okay, that means there is a equipment, and that equipments have many components. You can write all component, or you can write a major component. Later it will help you to make your inventory control as well as maintenance tasks at each component level. You can review that how certain component can fail and what we can do. External compliance equipment, we are facilitating creation of equipment which have which need to be compliant to external parties, maybe pollution control devices or some likewise. So that equipments are also listed in separate way. We can create maintenance task list. Fundamentally, these are the checklists or task lists that we are creating against certain repetitive works or under certain diagnosis procedures. So we can create this task list, and this task list can be assigned to work order. Okay, so every time you need to create or decide or work through, this will be in your library. Whenever there is a work order, you can attach corresponding task list there. Then we have a root cause analysis. If there is a breakdown where breakdown time is more than 2 hours, or there is a cause factor which, for example, we have taken as a 5000 INR. So if it crosses those values, it will automatically open that RCA, root cause analysis form. And these open root cause forms are fundamentally measured here. Okay. Okay, that means you can see here. This is RCA. So now it is showing that 220 RCA are opened. So that means it will create a breakdown order of breakdown timing is more than 2 hours or that cost of correction is more than 5,000. You can have your own values. So it will be showing as a open displays. So particularly this particular what we have discussed is part of we say master data. If you need some more similar master data, that also can be customized to your need. So that is the master data we have discussed. Further, under transaction subheading, we have preventive maintenance plans and work order transactions. So preventive maintenance, I will show you preventive maintenance. We are able to create preventive maintenance. Within a preventive maintenance, we are able to create four kind of preventive maintenance profile. First is time based. It is a time based. Okay, let us show. Just I will show you one example. Just to show you example, what does we mean by PM profile? So this is a PM plan. It has got some unique numbers. Now within that PM plan, we can have multiple profiles. So first profile it is showing based on the days. That means this particular profile is 21 days, 42 days, and 84 days. And if you want to see what are the checkpoint against each of these frequency, you can see down. The frequencies are 21, 42, and 84 days. And further, these are the tasks with requisite set of skills, maybe mechanical or electrical. What is the craftsman quantity for this particular task? How much time or hours it can take if you need any special tools. So this information is available at the task level. And whether it is where it is applicable, this particular what you are saying it is applicable to all three, other may applicable to only one. So this way we can assign, we can have multiple uh, profile within a PM plan. This is a one profile type. Let us see what others are there. Okay, this is the first kind. Then we have condition based. That means based on that instrument, if value is more than 100, it will trigger certain work order. The third kind is it is based on accumulated value. That means at triple one, this thing will generate. Other way, if it is more than double triple two, some other thing will generate, and likewise. Now this is differ from our first one. First one is basically based on days. Okay, this is the calendar days, it will come of their own, and this particular is usage based. We need to provide certain value, and once they total up to this standard, it will be generate this type of work orders. So this is a three kind of work orders procedures can be adopted within a PM system. So they will create work order based on the time. Then further we can see what work orders are pending, or what work order we can plan for the next week. Here example, if we go by the PM projections, PM projection will provide, okay, PM projection will provide the PM work order that likely to come for a given period. Okay, if we take a standard example of weekly planning, so we can plan our weekly next week plan there. That means we need to have our work orders for next week at our space right now, and further we can see how to plan them, what is to be where priority has to be given. So we can select the plant here, then we give a start date. So we are starting say today's date, and we will go up to the next week, that is that again 25th, or that is 24. Okay, and we can see now what are the available thing. That means next week we are expecting these work orders. Okay, now this work order have a start date, so this work order will automatically trigger on the start date. Okay, this is the event date or the start date. So work order will automatically trigger on 23rd. Example, this will trigger on 19th. If you need this work order to be called early, you can call them here, that is convert to work order. In this way you can find, you can have manual control that which work order you want to work right now. So that is the projection part. So we are creating the work order, PM plans. PM plan will give you work orders, and this work orders further we have it do the transactions. So let us see. So this is the work orders. Work order mean, we let us go for first, that is the maintenance work order. Maintenance work order mean it is a equipment maintenance work order. We have other kind of work order also. This is the equipment work order. Within that equipment work order, fundamentally we have three kind of work orders, starting with a breakdown. Okay, after breakdown we have preventive maintenance, and then we have a corrective maintenance. Okay, so these are preventive maintenance, and then we have corrective maintenance. Their initials are different. Breakdowns are coming with BDN, corrective maintenance are coming with CN, and let me show you. It is coming as a CM. Okay, corrective maintenance, and preventive maintenance are coming as a PM. So these all kind of breakdown work orders. We have an extensive system to do the planning within that breakout work orders. That means how to plan a work orders. We can provide human resource, spare part, checklist, any additional checkpoint, etc. So this thing is planned within that work order, and further it can be assignment can be done to the relevant account, or say maintenance account in general. So we have seen this is a maintenance work order particular to equipment. Then we have CM work orders, that is also part of maintenance work order. Then we have calibration work orders. We can have work order at calibration of instrument. Once we create certain measuring point, if we write the calibration frequency in term of days, it will generate corresponding work order automatically. Similar to the equipment work order, we can create manually also. So that will support the calibration. You can monitor the calibration of your instrument. And we have a similar sub-assembly work order. Sub-assemblies, as we have discussed earlier, sub-assemblies are the part which can be repaired or overall of its own. They can be removed and fixed from equipment. So this way assembly level work order also can be controlled within this Reliament CMMS. That is a special thing. So these are four kind of work order: maintenance, equipment, then we have a calibration, then we have a sub-assembly. Then we have a system of maintenance request notification. That means how this work order or the request for work goes from production to maintenance for breakdown orders. Production also can create corrective maintenance orders, which are some work requests but not of breakdown kind. Maintenance account can also create a corrective maintenance order. So that is a work request. And then we have an important aspect, that is a reporting. We have created multiple kind of reporting and put in the right context. So first reporting come in term of dashboard. So certain information is available on the dashboard. That means now it is showing 7 work orders are pending or still open, 13 corrective pending, 220 preventive pending, 220 root cause analysis forms are still pending. Spare part is 0. If any spare part which is less than the reorder level or the minimum level, it will be highlighted here. Then there are 220 sub-assemblies which are pending right now. This figure is little high, but it is only for example. So that means sub-assemblies pending means they are not ready. There is some work order against them, and then there is some 34 requests for instrument calibrations. So this is the first aspect of information. Further, these graphs are showing last 2 month availability hours that will be converted to breakdown or say availability percentage. It is showing the mean time between failure distribution for last 2 months. Further, we can see MTTR distribution for last 2 months. We have also failure rate distribution for last 2 months, and this is the cost component. Okay, that means we have manpower total cost, this is a spare cost, and then we have a manpower cost, and collectively it is showing at 4 point, and this is supposed to be for last 2 months. Then we have listed top or say the oldest breakdown pending orders, so that the planner or that admin is aware of what are the most critical thing. So oldest breakdown orders pending, oldest corrective order pending, and oldest preventive maintenance planning. So this what we are giving on the dashboard. Further, we can see the performance of plant, unit, department, and equipment level. Just I will show you. So we have a plant. Within plan, if we go for view, okay, performance. Now it is asking, that means we are asking for performance data. We have to give some start date. Just I will show example 1. We do certain segmentation. Okay, so that means machine total hours, availability percentage, mean time between failure, MTTR, fault code wise count, failure hours, maintenance cost. It is against each fault code. Similar thing is against each repair code, and then similar thing is available for each failure mechanism. Then we have a work order compliance. Breakdown is showing 13 closed, 7 open, 178 pending, 19 closed for preventive, and for corrective 8 pending, 9 closed. And this is the cost. So this kind of information is available at each level. What we are seeing currently is at plant level. Similar thing is available for unit level. Okay, same way. Similar thing is available for department as well as for equipment level. Let us see equipment level. You can see, and this information is available for each and every equipment. So let us see how it looks like. Again, performance, it is marking start date, end date. Okay, so again you can see machine total hours, availability percentage, mean time between failure, MTTR, fault code, repair code, degradation mechanism, breakdown, preventive, cost, corrective, and the cost. Okay, this way this information is available right on the each equipment or the level, maybe plant, unit, or department you want to check. Okay, this is the second way we are showing the information. And third is having the similar information but different context. Here we are going for reports. Under report is machine availability. In this skin we can drill down to the what they say bad actor reporting. So we are going for reports, and within the report we are searching the machine availability. Machine availability, we need to provide certain data. I am going for plant 1, and then we are going for some start date. Again we take the similar date. Then you need some segmentation. You can take any number of segmentation less than 25. So we generate the report. Now this is a report. It is showing plant level, what is the breakdown hours, what is the availability percentage, and same information is also available in segment periods. So that means from 1st of March to 28th of March there was no breakdown, and from 29th to 25th this is the breakdown. So this way we can find percentage as well as available hours. Down this plant contains 3 subunits or units. Within that unit, this is the breakdown hours at unit level. So we can see unit 1 has this breakdown, unit 2 is this, and unit 3 is this 0. If we want to see, that means now we can see unit 1 has the more breakdown. So we can select unit 1 here, and again we can generate the show. So now it is showing unit level, same thing. Unit level it is showing at segment level, and under the unit there were 3 departments. So what is showing, department 1 is the major contributor of unit 1 failures. We can again see that under that department what is the issue. So department 1, which equipment is basically problematic. So we can again generate report. What is department level? Okay, all hours, and then it is equipment. So we can see which equipment is most problematic. So we can see this equipment 094 is a fundamentally more problem area. Okay, other also have breakdown but not that kind. So this 816 hours are coming from this particular breakdown, this particular equipment 094. So if we put further, we can put 094 here, that is number 6, and if we run, that was the 810 that time. Okay, this is the equipment level. This 816 is the total breakdown hours for this one. This is the time wise distribution. Okay, that means this 816 come out of from 29/3 to 25/4. This was the breakdown. Sorry, this is the breakdown. Major breakdown happened at these two places. That means from 26 to 23 due to segmentation. 541 is coming here, and same way other breakdown is coming at 204. Okay, so this way we can see the distribution. So this particular is for machine availability hour. Similar kind of reports are available for mean time between failure, mean time to repair, maintenance cost, repair cost, fault code, failure mechanism, subassembly, and preventive maintenance compliance. Just see preventive maintenance compliance also. Again, we are going for PM compliance. Start date. Okay, this date. Then we have this factor. You can select certain maintenance type. Breakdown here. Generate report. So it is showing this is a breakdown report within that period. Total breakdown 25 close, and this is the other status. It can show in segment also. So this is a segment wise. That means in segment P1, one was pending, one was closed. In segment P2, total three was pending. It also include what is pending here or new one, but it is three are pending at the from start to end, and 02 are closed. So this way, this is given tabular form, and here you can see the graphical form. Exactly same result way. This thing is this thing we are showing for breakdown. Further, you can go for corrective or preventive. It will give the similar kind of graph. So this is the brief about how we are how Reliament services are designed for, how exactly we are performing the activities or creating the data or removing or taking the value, taking the information that are discussed in other sessions. Thank you for your availability. Have a good day.